and MBK locking down the B bomb side. That's the basis for the CT side, but unfortunately they'll be starting on the T side, so you might not even have to worry about it.
This track wasn't a frag movie, Lauren. The AWPer hits the shot. Now! Into the pistol, GG.bet seems to have lost hope in Mad Lions. Let's hope the squad haven't, because it's a battle for survival now. And already one map to the good. Roy is looking for info, and Ekor's alongside him. MBK catching the first hit of lead, but it's not him that's dead. Ekor eliminated.
Yeah, with that dink coming in, that's pretty brutal. Roy's going to be feeling a little less valuable to the squad here. And the rest of the T's still working up long. Bear in mind, this puts a kind of a time limit on what can be done here. Sjuush next in line. One by one, the T's were looking good. This is a bit of a stopper, though. Lovely play between Sjuush and Innocent, but still, the 2v1 is Cillian. No pressure, no armor, but hey, he's got the kit.
Chance. Oh, clean chance. Ooh, MBK, he's fighting. Puts it all onto Mantu, and he just takes the fight. Wasn't interested in any of that funny business. Double kill for him. Seems that wrist injury is all healed. And I actually wanted to just comment on that for a second. The fact that he identified he had wrist issues and didn't do what others in the past have done, which is kind of ride it till it's too much, and then quit the game for a while and never really returned to it. He kind of saw that, learned from that, and stepped away as soon as it was identified.
Who is this again, sorry?
Mantu.
Oh, wow, fantastic.
Yeah,
He's only quite young as well, so the fact that he has the mindfulness to do that is very important. The rest of us just push through our problems until
that's
become bigger problems and we can't deal with them anymore.
Sitting on the floor of a shower crying.
I do like a sit-down shower sometimes, and you're
never really
sad.
mastered it.
Honestly, you should try an orange in the shower. Just go like full ham on an orange.
Because then you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, it's quite enjoyable.
I haven't even considered that.
Really makes you feel something.
Animal eat an orange in the shower.
Yeah, just go like literally just tear it apart.
I've heard shower beers are good too.
Not tried those.
Bang.
Oh,
good.
Cillian.
He's open. Cillian's dead.
Yep, here we go.
Should be a save from the other 4 members here. Mad Lions really shouldn't be getting stuck into this one, so if you want to keep talking about your shower beers...
No, I actually wanted to talk to you, Chad, if I'm honest.
Okay, only Warsteiner's in the shower.
Of course.
I
The only brand we...
less.
Yeah, come on now.
Speaking of Warsteiner, great chance to mention the music contest that's currently running. We're actually playing songs you guys have submitted, and that's pretty much all I can remember off the top of my head. So
oh, you did good enough.
ESL.gg something.
Bloody
Slash music.
I'm sure we can remind
it.
you. There we are. But yeah, Chad, let's talk about throwing a curveball in a map like in a situation like this, right? So we have Mad Lions coming in, and we always do a little pinch of salt with practice games, right? They don't always equate to what the real results are. You know, your dry runs, you find faults when you play them against live teams. Is this? I mean, you've got to try new things. I get that. Is this the time to be throwing out a little bit of a curveball? Like, give me the pros and cons here.
An 8-year-old me wanted to be a lawyer, so I could make an argument for either side, and I could definitely see an argument for either side. Going in a map that you haven't had tested in a competitive environment, it's not ideal, right?
Black box, though,
exactly. But that's the other side of things that Alex is pointing out. The fact that you are the unknown. They can't counter-strike you. They can't look at your tendencies. OG can only come in here, and they can play their game, play their style of counter-strike. When they're learning now, okay, this guy's playing long, oh, this guy was pushing short. That's information that Peacemaker... Rugger needs to be noting down and letting his team know as they truck forward in this one.
This could be very fast from MBK. If he gets to pit, full anti-flash, and here's the treat waiting for him. A full squad. The round is not quite over.
Only got one!
It's Valda to take him all from him.
He's a team player, don't worry.
This is ADR after that one. Yeah, 132 MBK. Right at the tippy top of the scoreboard. Bearing in mind he does have the most kills, but yeah, that's Valda to finish him off. Look at that. Just a spray of his
Softened
UMP.
up. Delicious.
Through the smoke as well onto Innocent there to close things on out. And Ekor will be getting that AWP to kick things off. He will be the figurehead of this CT-sided defense for the Mad Lions. Kitwatch says no as we kick off another round as Ekor does get boosted up Cat. So this will be interesting. If he goes for a lower dark push, he might be greeted with a couple.
I like it. MBK certainly going to be aware of this. You often see teams boosting for this, flashing for this, and that's the latter.
It's so refined these days, it feels. Even in games that aren't, let's say, poster boys for a great Dust2 matchup. It's lovely seeing these, bits and pieces.
Oh, another fun one for me to tell you about. On B, can we look at Cillian or Innocent? This is the dribble smoke. This is what how I've been taught Counter-Strike works on Dust2. They'll be throwing that almost every round, and it enables you to set up for a B execute without it looking choreographed. You can walk behind the smoke, you can play around it, you swing out and flash out through it. The dribble smoke, lots of that every round.
We used to do that in Source, so it's very weird to see that coming back
Full circle.
Yeah, as I said, probably been good start for A-Core, and there's the support, there's the backup. Short is under lock and key. Lisa can only get one. Valda left alive. He has got the AWP at least recovered, but surely they're going to have a little look for this instant. Gives away the game. The arm shows way more than enough.
Bombs on Short. He has a good understanding. There'll be one responsible for middle and B, probably not playing actively towards tunnels. Maybe that's the gap Valda wants to try and wander through, but he wants to probably preserve this AWP. His teammates not so flush for cash, and by being able to save this, Mantu will be able to bring it out again. Everyone else has enough cash to splash. So this is actually quite a priority save. It doesn't look like the CTs are in any position to be hunting, so far so good. And Roy gets all the credit again. You know, he was described as more of a supportive component, but so far across this series, other than Valdo playing football, it's been the highlight.
Yeah, and just a note here, so what we've learned from the first gun round was Shush was locking down long. Roy was in rotation helping Acor, who got boosted up Cat. You'd normally be seeing him with the AWP playing more around the car area against the... Alex has got in my brain, bloody Nora.
How's it me that's only got it right? Like, how is this the case? Oh, damn.
Cillian and Innocent over towards the B bomb site, right? So that's the CT-sided setup that we have learned about from the first gun round. And that's important. Those details, they come into play within late round situations, if you're finding Shush over towards the B site, or maybe there's no one over towards long. All those details will play into this game as it trickles on forward. And the AWP for Mantu now, as Alex said, was saved from Valdo. He's getting a little bit aggressive with it.
Go on, MBK. Same routine. And out to blue. He'll smoke himself to avoid the molly. Doesn't do so just yet. Instead, the molly seems to be perfect. A nade on his head. Akor tested on Short here, and he should at least get one. There's 3 members of the CT side on long. He could just lock him down. There's no util. He's avoided every flash with his anti-flash turns. He will eventually go down with a 360 of death. But maybe, just maybe, this is enough. With the long CTs, with Mantu pressured on Short. Quick reactions onto the first. There's a second to worry about as well. Molly, a chance onto Shush. Doesn't find the clean shot. He's running out of options here, running out of health. 1v3, he knows he's being pushed on. It's Roy, and he's already taken down Shush. He has to be paranoid. Another tag! Oh, it was so close for Mantu to dig his teeth into a 1v4, but not to be. Defuse will come in, and they've both got kits. They recover the AWPs. They're going to bring double AWPs into the CT side for... Sorry, fell off my chair. You said it was going to happen, Lauren. It took 7 days.
I swear they should put a camera on us all the time. It'd be the worst reality TV show.
Kidding me?
But I'm sure some people would get a laugh out of it.
Just so dumb. I like to move. If I
literally gone back to the weirdest pose.
He's a fidgeter.
I am.
He can't sit still. Last time, Lauren, we had a pair of scissors there in the desk, and we're doing segments holding scissors up next to his head.
I couldn't stop holding them.
Scissors next to his head.
Had to get them out of the studio, Lauren.
I had to start hiding things. I set him up a nice little, you know, he had like pens and pencils.
Ball or something to play with.
Just put him in a bubble, I don't know, but... The double AWPs, they're out. The buy round from OG are back in play. Mantu, he's got his big green, and this time they're going a little bit quicker over towards middle. 4 Molotovs have already been sent on out from Mad Lions in the early stages here just to deal with rushes.
Don't look at me, Lauren. It's better if you don't.
You're making me so anxious. You have no idea. But again, I do want to highlight how impressed I've been with Acor as well. We saw the almost clutch from Mantu, but the AWP on the other side. This man's been impressive to watch. And safe so far. Forced into fight for MBK from the Molotov, and Acor can just sit on the other side. Is it Acor or Acor? I've been kind of dancing between the two.
I think you can be as...
Am I allowed to...
As polite as you'd like, you know? I think Acor is like what his mother would call him, but Acor if he's like dropping frags.
Well, there we go. We've got another test for him. We've seen a couple of new looks, you know, posted a little bit more actively on shore. We saw him kind of on the very verge there, played at the car in the previous round, so keep them on their toes for sure. And the T side now dwindling in utility, but they still have enough to piece to something together out of this.
Yeah, I mean, this smoke, they've got the Vanguard smoke execute. It does look like they've got enough players in the right place. So this is 2 smokes, one for a bit of a one-way, makes it difficult for Akor to catch them on the cross. He'll be flashing himself. He wants to try and avoid. Now, by that time, he knows he can't take another fight. If he was to re-peek, he was dead as a doorknob. I'm concerned about the flank here. No one's addressing it. It's Valda's job. But now Mantu can't quite get the trade. He does eventually. There's more where that came from, and he's in the open with the AWP. He needs precision, and he's got teammates as well. Issa and Mantu both really dismantled. A quick flick for his third. This is by no means a safe round. Flashing across. Akor could walk into the crosshairs. Mantu wants to do it all. Alexi keeps him safe and sound, and now on to the aforementioned. On the AWP, the Dane given a chance. Knows he's low. The teammates have communicated that. The USP, not enough for the full HP on Alexi. No time really now, no kit. Akor, get the hell out of there. He wants to take as much as he can with them, keep them on the site. It makes sense, but unfortunately doesn't translate, and Mantu and Alexi will take themselves the round and the frag. Big shots from Mantu. This one in particular needed that. I'm not sure if that could have collided into a double peak and both Mantu and Issa are suddenly gone. That's a very different round. So big shots from Mantu puts the 4th on the board for OG.
Look what it's done right now to the CT-sided economy. Once again, they're finding themselves in a position where they cannot buy. The most is 3.3k on Akor and Roy, respectively, and they're just going to take what is almost a full save. Roy's the only one investing into a Deagle, so you don't expect too much to come from this round, but there is a cat boost. No flash to go off of. Valdo finds the opening. This should just be a quicken.
Here we are. Let's keep it nice and clean, boys. The Deagle's been swept away towards Shush. Let's put that now, but yeah, that should have been quicker, but they do back away for now. I guess there's still a little bit of threat around.
To B is open. Issa will clear that any moment now. Bomb can come through on the back of Alexi B. Shush is getting over as the smoke has already dipped on in, so no avenue there to use the switched around double doors to his advantage. So see if anybody offers their head up. This one here should just fizzle out into its most likely conclusion. Innocent and Akor with only the USPs left.
When you say fizzle, I have a very, very clear image in my head as to what is fizzling. And it's the sound when you've just finished with a sparkler and you put it in the bucket of water outside responsibly.
Okay.
You know, that's more of an extinguish than a fizzle.
You know the fireworks that are like, they do the spinny thing?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wagon wheels or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
Wagon
that
wheel.
noise for me is a fizzle.
That's a fizzle.
For me,
That's more of a squizzle, if you ask me. I'm joking with you now.
Help.
Sorry. What are they called? Not wagon wheels. They got a name, haven't they?
Pinwheels?
That's the one.
Something like that?
Wagon wheels are that,
Wagon wheels
that
are the
marshmallow
chocolate.
treat. Dumbass.
Marshmallow treat.
I used to get them after swimming lessons, Lauren. Little
Alex,
wagon
you're
wheel.
right.
That was
Did that fall get your head? Did you?
I'm Gucci. Or any other designer brand.
I don't think any luxury.
No, we're okay, aren't
clothing
we?
wear
I don't know.
diving
You've
in
got
yet.
Louis. Why have we got nothing?
Well,
Why do I talk like I'm a weirdo when I hang out with you? I hate it. I get all common.
I'm not common. How dare you? How bloody dare you?
Bloody hell.
I'm as common as they get, so I don't know how...
Yeah, he comes from Dog Swamp, everybody. Dog
Plumber him.
Swamp, Oz. He's running over kangaroos. He was telling me the other day.
This cat set up before, I have to right this ship, and it's normally me the one derailing things. So Roy before, when he was pushed on cat, got 2 big frags. Can he do it again? Grabbing 1.5, and Shush will get there with the trade. So Akor and Shush now to defend the A bomb site. Issa going forward with 2 big headshots.
You're bang on, Chad. This one's worth shouting about. Issa can get that bomb down. Valda to cover. Innocent, it's all about timing with this one. Don't flash with your nades. Just needs to advance. That nade won't do too much. Shaves off 20 or so. Cillian's flank has a time limit here. Valda
It's not looking.
checking it. He's not even thinking about it. Now all onto Issa. He's got a lot to do here. And not a lot of health to make it happen. Goose an option. He knows the CT player. That's scary stuff. Needs a clean one. And now they're going to double peek. He's ran out of options, and so they will convert a 2v2 that goes Mad Lion's way. That's a necessity at this point. That does right the ship in the same way Chad did in that round. That will be putting us in a nice equalizer. So the 8th does go their way. Let's see those shots from Issa just to make it a gamer. Lovely jubbly. This is a surprise. I think Cillian must have started that rotate very quick into the site take.
So just to note, with this cat defense that they're rocking here, it is very heavy. Normally you just have the AWPer on the line, he'd take a spot and drop off, but they're actually contesting. They don't want to allow OG to be able to execute from this position cleanly. So now if I'm OG and I'm aware of that, I might be putting more of my focus late round towards long after you try and push them back from cat, or use more utility around that corner to make sure that you aren't just peeking into it. It looks like it might be a B play off the bat. We got 4 straight in towards the tunnels. Alexi going down towards lower just to make sure no one's getting cheeky. And you had Valda throwing some nades towards long just to keep them interested.
If he unloads another mag, this could actually really have dire ramifications. They just flash when he's halfway through his ammo. Here we are. Oh, Cillian does well. Great dink into Mantu as well. It's really going to send them packing. Just had the timing right. And the plan squandered. Now Alexi in a spot of bother. Looking at the util, Alexi has got plenty, as is the rest of his squad, but they're so low. They're going to need Valda to kind of take this alongside Alexi as the first 2 in. What's that? Bombs going back around towards top of middle.
1 HP. That's it. That's not much to be left with, is it? I always feel like you want to dump all that utility as soon as you can. Anything viable might seem good. Roy on the other side holds. Nicely done.
Unlucky.
3 HP, I guess. You know, it does feel like a coin toss when it's that low HP, but...
Did you see if Bro was flashed? I didn't catch it in the feed. Either way.
Oh, B's open. They've stopped looking.
What?
Yeah, it's enough for them to walk out behind this smoke. Asilian does have the cross though, Chad, and there's the primary kill. Mantu does have a shot here. It will be quite literally one shot, and looks like Valda only the first, flashed off. That's the end of that. Asilian, neat and tidy, needed to see his name in the kill feed. That's 8 for him so early into our second.
And he seems like he's had an affinity early with liking to play outside the doors. So this is the switch around with the doors, right? It allows you to defend the B bomb site from exactly this position here, an AWP, a rifle. You might need to lean a couple more players over towards cat and middle because they can become difficult areas. But the T's can smoke it off through tunnels. It is telegraphed. It lets them know that you're coming. But there's always solutions to every problem in Counter-Strike. Just ask Valve. Many a conversation with them that I had to feel like I was smashing my head against a brick wall. But they were right.
A correct brick wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just too stubborn and immature at the time to see it.
So...
Nothing's changed.
Is this enough of an indicator for Mad Lions that we're okay with this Dust2 pick?
It's still very early
Super
days,
early,
right?
so...
Yeah, and I don't know. OG are feeling them out. OG are definitely feeling them out here to kind of see what they're throwing at them. And so far, their biggest unraveling has been that cat defense. Asilian has done a good job there on the B side, but I feel like going for B in the fashion that they just did, it's very risky.
Yeah, and I wanted to follow up on that. How viable is the mid to B? Like for me, I feel like mid to B sounds perfect. Suddenly the B player has to be paranoid about doors and the left side. His teammates are rotating. Its lurks become possible.
So with the mid to B, the key here is to make sure that you keep the CTs in a default hold. And the default hold is one player towards B, one player towards the doors. You have a guy in float, which is Roy right now, towards CT or normally over towards A. And then you have one player long and one player mid-long.
Right.
So if you can get the CTs to play that setup, then a mid to B becomes viable. But if you're allowing them to push you around, then you're going to have a harder time making that mid to B work. This is just a pistol upgrade. Issa with 2 huge headshots again.
We're gaming now. Issa's just got him a ticket to the A site. And I'm not sure Shush is invited. He's kicked out. He's out of there. Straight to long. They're burning a lot. NBK can't find anywhere to save plant. He doesn't have it, excuse me. That's Valda's responsibility, and he's burning as well. Okay, bomb down, retake necessary. Shush does find the first way in, and they're taking jewels, and they're not winning them. Shush with a triple. Round essentially over. Alexi B just gonna have to sit there with his deagle in his hand and walk into the Lion's Den. The Mad Lions, to be specific. That is a 5th. 4 kills from Shush that round, 4 from Asilian the round prior, so it's nice to see their feed filling an individual. But let's see how this started. I love the second shot. I can't believe he waxed that. Akor. Brilliant stuff. Shush just stems the bleed, but a bomb plant taking a good AWP and reforcing a rebuy on 2 kills with this as Deeg. It's certainly not to be sniffed at.
So it might look silly with all of them facing and fighting towards long, but the reason that they have to do that is because to fight CT and to fight short, once they were so committed, it's much more difficult. They're getting into close ranges and they thought they could use the Deagles proficiently. They needed to find some space, unable to do so, but that was just a pistol upgrade round right there, nothing too crazy. Back over towards B, they head with 3 players, so this looks like the default. Towards lower dark, MBK and Alexi. Outside long will be Valda, top mid, Mantu on the big green. They really want us to play spoiler here at Cat.
Nice little nade to lower tunnels. MBK has been having a rough time. B tunnels, he got most of the flak from Asilian. And now he's tried short, caught a nade. He's you know, he's on the poor end of things right now. But
interesting move going down on long. Just want to transfer. This is them retaking control of long, so this will enable them to rotate some players off. You'll see them deep smoke from car, molly for blue box. They'll leave Shush in a nice pushed up position, and it could end badly if he walks through the smoke to no. Oh, that's horrible! What a nasty way to go for Valda. As a sound cue for Shush, couldn't believe his luck. He had the disadvantage. He was gray screened. He's supposed to be the one that's embarrassed. Instead, it's Valda. Great catch. Huge space. They want to take that back. They're investing 2 players into this. You can see Alexi wants to flash for them. Shush. Could be white screened here. Boop. Perfect. Drops him into the pit. Issa to hunt. Flash. Catches him. Wow, this is an interesting exchange. Akor's trying to help him with the second one. And Issa blind. Doesn't care. Doing the dance and does him dirty. Alliteration. 25 seconds. We're charging into A.
Yeah, the short pressure coming through at the correct time as well. As soon as they got that long control, they really started to turn those screws.
Are they playing retake?
Looks like it. They have no real step back in. I guess Roy's the closest one to it. There it is. Bomb planted. Nice post plants too. This is pretty good for the T. CT side corralled pretty much into short and CT, I guess, and that's about all you got. So it's going to have to be quick, and it's going to have to be pretty good. There's one flash to play with, and that is it. Cillian is a little further ahead. First bit of contact is made. You
see Alexi telling them, rot the clock. These guys are just
saving
waiting for you to give them something, and they will pull the plug, saving what they can. And OG, a very big victory, and that's all off of the back of the battle for long. We got to watch and follow the entirety of that, and that battle for territory, a flashbang kill from Issa is the only blood drawn in order to translate that round.
You can see how much of an island Shush is on. Aiko did his best to get over there and help him with some flashes, but Issa's still finding the kill. That was the key. So now that they know that there is such a direct line of defense over towards that short position, attacking these extremities, trying to take Shush out of the equation, seeing if you can isolate him, that was the right call. We discussed it in a previous round, and well, OG, they've been able to make it work. This is the unfortunate start there, as you get a little bit caught off guard, I would say. Going back underway with another gun round. It looks like a boost over the smoke will be coming in here, so Mantu needs to be careful, but the dismount, and I assume accidentally, is maybe not quite knowing exactly where they needed or wanted to stand. We have spoken about this not being a map that Mad Lions have played since Flashpoint in April. Now we have the stalemate, the default spread, everybody just holding back, waiting to see who wants to make the first move, and once again towards Cat. We have Roy, and we have Acor. So really wanting to lock down this part of the map.
Gosh, it's very likely to be caught out here, but actually manages to pull the CT smoke. He'll take that. That's a trade he'll take all day long.
They're going back for it. They've been stopped here almost every time, OG.
This is a different molly. That will flush him off the AWP line, though.
It pushes Roy off the ledge. Just Acor now.
Okay, we're cooking. Nades doing good damage, and there's no rush here. 50 seconds. Another incendiary forcing NBK into the line of fire. Finds safe haven. He knows how risky that was. Okay, 40 seconds with 3 CTs to receive. And now the default smoke being dropped. Util to stem the bleed as a smoke. Only incendiary to stop the plant would be from Innocent. He's the mid player. 30 seconds. This is going to be intense, Lauren. 25 as they haven't even thrown the pins yet.
This is very late in the day, but my mind rolls back to the old Na'Vi hits. It can work so well, but you got to really bang those boys on the shots, and it's not happened. 1-for-1 trade, I guess, is good enough, but that's not the players who are watching the cross. That's still Acor. And Issa takes the fight and wins it. The bomb is being planted. It's just Mantu in the 1v3, though. And this guy's good, and he was almost there before. And I almost saw him getting it, but this time it's Innocent to find Mantu. And again, Mad Lions are keeping in this one. It's a close game, though.
Yeah, and what I liked from Mad Lions here and this whole CT side is you can see that they're trying to take some leaves out of the Astralis retake book. G2, another team that have done it previously in a different route. They often kind of try and retake from long. I've had that one explained to me many a time. And so seeing Mad Lions kind of group up for these retakes and make sure that they're all pushing as a unit, letting OG get across. Of course, it was a bit difficult this time because Acor was hitting his shots. There's a Sponge fan. Much respect. Love the Sunnies. And of course, Mad Lions fans with a round of applause as they are looking for survival here. This was a surprise pick, looking to get OG's preparation and throw it straight out the window. A fast B. Oh, I wonder if after this incendiary goes, there's 2 flashes and a smoke. Oh, nice. Alexi wants it. Oh, Innocent, fully flashed. No help, no friends. Shush is gone. And now Innocent needs more than one. Only the first. Bomb can go down, and that rotate, it's a really tough call now. Do you pull the plug? Do you save what you got? Do you contest? The hardest to retake site. Nade looks perfect, but nothing to be found. Alexi still operating at 26. So fast through the molly, just as Innocent had nades in his hands. That's an Alexi classic. He loves that.
They actually were on, when I say they, Ents were on the receiving end of that if we go all the way back to the major in 2019. Jeez. Oh, dear. The Katowice, they were on the receiving end of that quite a lot. And to see them be able to pull it out themselves, Get a very, very key round right here. Force Mad Lions to have to save again. Hold on to these double orbs. It's,
How much util was behind Alexi there? Were there flashes over and smokes door?
Yeah, there's always a little bit coming on over, but the main point is the surprise, right? The fact that you're normally, as that Molotov is starting to clear, the guy holding the site has a smoke ready to drop that. So it's catching them off guard, them disrespecting
like 3 seconds
utility.
early, so he's not there.
Precisely. And we talk about how the Molly, the longer it goes, well, the tick is going to get more and more damage. They've actually extinguished it themselves, so they're able to pounce on the site, catch them off guard with their pants down if it were, and well, that's a big round right there.
And now the cool part of Counter-Strike is they could do that again. I mean, they won't. I mean, that's what Mad Lions are talking about. Do I need to change my approach on B? Do I need to worry? It doesn't look like we're going to be seeing the same strat, but Innocent is going to be leaning heavy towards B at the start of this round, which could mean there's a gap elsewhere. If Core goes aggressive, which he has, he could be punished. And suddenly, A is wide open. There's 3 CTs away from the site. I wonder if Alexi B has the intuition. Shush, looking for info in the smoke. I love this from Alexi. As it fades, he will have a slight advantage. Oh, profits from it. They have just pulled the CTs around the map here, Lauren. This was you could enjoy this one from the mini-map alone.
It was gorgeous. The way they played it was just perfect, really. You don't often get to see that. A really well-executed concept, and it works to perfection. And the retake seems just completely impossible.
Look at all those nades.
Yep. They didn't even get off the starting blocks.
And that's the pace change that we've just seen. So as Alex was saying, they have to worry about that B attack. Well, they have to worry about long. This is the deal with a map like Dust2. Can be very pacey, has a good flow to it, especially if you're feeling it as a caller and you know that you have these great strats to get out the door. The fact that Shush even played forward on long after that utility came over, that was very brave. Normally, if you're the long defender and you have nobody backing you up and there's smokes and flashes coming over in those early stages, you would tend to drop back. You would tend to be a little bit safer about that scenario and try and block down another part, either short, play from the site. But he's gone for the fight. Gets a little bit unlucky as there was only Alexi there. This is the opening. Aiko getting caught off guard after dealing with Mantu, and this is how the nutmeg looked. A little bit of damage onto Alexi B, but hey, that's the round right there.
Why did you call it the nutmeg?
Well, because it's...
I think of it through the legs if you're doing it up.
Yeah, and that's kind of what a smoke is, because people treat it as a wall.
The idea is, you know, you're supposed to be kicking the ball anywhere but between the player that's trying to stop you.
Okay.
Dak, doors, nothing. Careful. Ooh, re-peeking, and it does leave right. Down to 67. Now, he doesn't have a spare weapon, so I wouldn't be too concerned about that, but the threat has passed. MBK just having fun with this one, I think, at this point. And it does mean that one of the A players, or rather the mid-CT, weakened, but nothing really exciting to report just yet. Final round, first half, first game, 7th day of ESL 1 Cologne. Final good day before the playoffs. Final few seats left in the online realm.
So now they know where the AWP is. They can put a lot of pressure up short right now. The AWP has to rotate back. If they're quick, if they're real quick, they can beat him to car.
Yeah, we need more than one flash, though. Or we need Valda to just knock him in the eardrum. NBK's found two in quick succession. My goodness, rolling it back to the very game's era for just a 10-second period. And now, well, Mr. Asilian coming in from long and a chance. Mr. Valda can't quite find it. It's 9-6 on the half. OG, they do have their work cut out for them, but a lead all the same. Mad Lions on the ropes. Will this be elimination on the Dust2 curveball?
Up on the brink, I tried so hard, but all these scars, they cut so deep, I bleed. I fell so fast from heaven, it's like someone clipped my wings. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't want showed me how to live again. Now I'm falling, and I can't see the ground. Can we stop this gravity? It keeps bringing me down. I can't breathe, and I don't wanna die. Can we stop this gravity? 'Cause I don't wanna say goodbye.
To 6. Second map, first game of the day, and it's elimination, baby. One of these teams will not be making it to the playoffs. A wide, varied cast already locked in for ESL One Cologne. We have our Sprouts, we have our Astralis, Complexity rounding it out. Even North America, we got to see the likes of Chaos causing an uproar, and we're finding out who joins them in the Americas in that Liquid Cloud9 game. But for now, we're digging our teeth, and I say we, myself, Pansy, and Sponge, jumping straight on into the second half of our second map, Dust2. Big pressure on this one. Mad Lions, they put a lot of homework into this T side. We heard from their coach. Let's see if it's paying off to start it off with some BXEC. A smoke flying high. NBK can react accordingly, and he'll be looking for the rat angle. Tap away at the head. Close wall. Roy, big start. Takes away one of the hard hitters. Alexi can't do nothing with the smoke kit if he's dead. It is a flash kit, do excuse me, but the flank from Val that could change my mind. He needs a clean one. It's dinked into Roy, just a step too far. And now he's going to get swung on. Perhaps a second man. It's Sissa, and he's been hitting some great shots so far, Lauren.
Certainly has. Deagle's going to be in the forefront of my mind, but his head's been ripped off, so what does it matter? Now the 1v1, Alexi B up against... Oh, no, excuse me, Roy was still alive.
Yeah.
Just barely 1 HP there, but job done, round on the board. And this is where the proof has to be in the pudding. You can't walk into Dust2 after not having it in the playbook, not having it as a map that you can lean on and have it out there as... Can we survive in ESL One Cologne Online? This has to be proof, and honestly, the start of it looked pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, that shot into MBK was the hardest one.
It's helpful.
It looked like the easiest one, so that definitely starts them off on a good foot.
Interesting execute as well, the fact that they had those nades and were using... I don't know if they were meant to be for backup plat, and the fact that they took MBK out early meant that they didn't have to use them there, but that put a lot of damage into Alexi B as he rotated through window. So once again, the bomb and the lion's share of the Lions are over towards the upper tunnels here. Utility aplenty to go for another execute onto the site, and lucky for them, because OG have gone for a 4-man A lean right now. Alexi B getting information over towards Long. Scout on Mantu is at the A site, and if they execute B right now, the rotation is going to be ages away. So MBK here, I don't know if he can stop this.
No, his smoke actually does seem to have deterred enough, and it could have been a disaster had they committed to that. Perhaps the utility dissuading them leads to something better. A 4-man stack towards the A side of things. So if NBK's util set has been enough, flash from Mantu isn't possible. It will just have to be Valve's response. Does control the spray, and they'll actually take the early man advantage. They could pivot through mid here. They want to go back to B. And oh dear, it's just NBK. Alexi's going to get the info. Someone needs to start moving. They all are. And NBK needs one. It's so hard. High flying. And a very nice start. Akor, however, taking down Alexi on that fast rotate. Valda caught through the smoke. It's looking great for Mad Lions. If they get that bomb down, Issa is not going to be able to contribute too much. Hard duel with Galil flying in. That makes sense. He gets stuck. And Mantu does have the bomb in his grasp now, but with low HP and only the scout, it's a very hard round to piece together.
Certainly is. What do you do with it? I mean, he's kind of opened up the realm of possibility, but as the bomb goes down, those moments and chances fade ever so, but he needs something. A mistake, a fumble, or a belting shot, because no kit. Smoke's still in play. Vision's limited.
Yeah, you've got to make that educated decision. Maybe there's a better rifle to be recovered elsewhere, or at least uptake the Deagle upgrade, so that's something. Cillian and Akor do convert. Now, that was against the second round force by leaving 3 members from Mad Lions on the full rebuy, so it's certainly not ideal for OG, but it will get them closer to the 10th eventually.
So just note what they've done in the first 2 rounds here on the T side. Both have been B leans. Now, I understand that the second round was a B fake. I'm not sure if it was intended to go B, but MBK's smoke put a stop to that. But they're putting pressure on that B side. Now, there's a reason for that. You want to condition the CTs, you want to condition OG to think that the B hits are a possibility. You want them to be in the back of their mind when they're getting into the gun rounds. Those smokes coming through the skyboxes, something that they have to consider as we move forward in this one. Lots of fans again, and you must have seen the dolphin head then, Alex. He didn't. We'll get him next time. We'll get the dolphin head eventually, don't you worry.
I have this thing where I can't... If there's lots of information, I don't look at any of the information.
Lovely flash there. Can at least get shush. But this does obviously give away a lot of the game. So T-Shard should be fully aware. Like, CB, how the heck are you still here?
Let's stab someone.
Oh! Nasty game of peekaboo, isn't it?
Yeah, very lethal game of peekaboo. Valda's going for the Mac 10 tags. And, I mean, that flash could set Isra up for some success here. Does.
They can isolate Roy as well in tunnels. Oh, never mind. He's dipped on back, just as I said it. Thought better of hanging around and fighting. It is a 3-on-3. OG should go for this.
Yeah, nothing to lose, everything to gain. Why not take those rifles away, or at least make it awkward for them? Keep them on the site at the bare minimum.
Oh, Mantu can't make it away from this, can't do much. Nice work from Asilian, going to keep that rifle out of their hands. There was an AK that filtered through that. Valda maybe can do a little damage, but it feels like that's not quite possible. Let's see if Acorn checks this in meticulous fashion. No. Rifle, there we go, back into the hand. So I guess no harm, no foul on the kills from Asilian in that matter. They do keep the AK, and the other Galils and the other players stand, and Mad Lions get back all even.
Right down to the wire, Asilian credit to him for the 3-piece.
Valda could drop an AWP for Mantu right now. He has that saved AK, so they can make this buy work and leave the money in the back pocket for Mantu to buy one going forward. And future rounds if they do get a little bit more unfortunate here. So Asilian, who was on the tip of the tongue in the last for not really having a massive impact this time around, leading the charge for the Lions. The AWP is out. It has been dropped across, so the prophecy, it's written itself here, but Valda has low utility because that is over towards long we go.
Mantu under pressure. He should be able to get himself out of there, no worries. Good flash. And boosting him up elevator to get this set up. Looking a little reminiscent of the Na'Vi boys. 4 long for the most of the round and get a pick, set up your smokes for the cross, and slowly but surely spend 90 seconds crawling up this part of the map. It'll be Innocent's responsibility to house the push through the tons and up middle. We're gaming.
I'm curious about this because you guys mentioned to me the Na'Vi long takes, the very patient.
Right, so Akor is essentially step 1.
Right.
And he is presence, but no one else. So they just think, okay, a minimum AWP there, then hopefully Innocent catches an Inquisitive Issa or Alexi on shore, and then they walk up with the rotate cut down to size. They throw 2 smokes. They don't have to go on them if they've got 2 more. They're walking up now, and Mantu had a perfect angle to receive that. He's even going to throw out the incendiary. I think he's got a good read on this. And Valda, with the flashbang, takes them both. Oh, that is monstrous from Valda. He's looking for the 4th as well, and he'll find it. Knocks the head off Innocent, and quite the contrary for Valda. He is a criminal. Steals away the 10th for OG.
Oh, I didn't see that one coming. The fact that he's able to push through right there, even with Mantu's Molotov up close and personal. Running through the teammates' flames here, but making it work in fantastic fashion. That's one way to deal with the Na'Vi take, but it is surprising just to see Mad Lions want to walk all the way up. Normally you throw out some smoke, see if you can bait out a bit more, see if the CTs want to push through exactly like that, then throw the next wave of smokes and go from there. But it all did start with Mantu taking down Akor. Akor is the overseer, right? His job is to get them as much cover, get them up as far as they possibly can, and the AWPer with the right eye peak in that situation should have had the advantage of a Mantu who is having to jiggle out left eye, which is the much harder angle to be taking in that situation. And now the money, well, for Mad Lions, they need to have a discussion. Asilian can drop an AWP if they want to prioritize that. But for the rest of the boys, it's not looking fantastic. So this is a moment where, okay, AKs will be coming out. Asilian's keeping one. Never mind, he's dropped it across. Got himself a Deagle. Setting up his stars here. So Roy, Innocent on the AKs, Akor on a scout, Deagles for Shush and Asilian, and back towards B. This could be just like the pistol round.
Yeah, he's brought Issa, his partner, this time to B. And back to Tons to start us off. Just the early util, try and pull out any of those incendiaries or nades.
Okay, I like the little push towards long there. Just gonna post up Valda, kind of leave him, kind of alleviate Mantu to be able to kind of focus on his far more passive hold towards A, obviously on the car or around the car, near the car, by the car. T's on short though, in a plenty too. Alexi B's already starting to lean over there. In CT, smoke comes in. Might have to be conscious of that drop to CT, certainly is, and as is Issa, but this could come down to another big one from Mantu if they continue this way.
There's only one flash here, and that's on a Cillian, and that's to take the site. 3 smokes. If we do see the bridge smoke, the boost box smoke, and potentially one towards mid-long, might be enough room. But look at the utility that's left on the CT side. Mantu still has a Molotov to slow this progression. Valda on the retake from long has a smoke. He's actually just dropped that towards the long doors now.
Trying to fake mid to B, but there's an incendiary. They don't even really have to worry. Oof, Mantu's in trouble.
Oh, God, he needed that one, didn't he? Those were things that you hope for in this sort of hit. The T's come out. That's a stunner. Valda goes down, the hero from last round, and now the CT's in a spot of bother. They could do with something back here, but the site is being taken, and the bomb is being planted. That's a big one from Mantu.
Green flash.
Oh, the T's.
Timing. Innocent's got a real shot now, especially with the transfer. Alexi does take down one of the hardest hitters. That was the AK. Now only Desert Eagles for this, and they've both got kits. Mantu can cover. Mantu can fake. I mean, they've got to get him across. He's currently long. Both gathered on short. There is no rush. The info will come eventually on the fake. Planted for short. Alexi should be able to solve this one. That's the fake he needed. Mantu, they can call it clear. I'm getting nervous now. I think they can do this with Deagles. Mantu's got to get them both. Good shot. And a second as well. Mantu picks up the pieces. It was about to get real awkward there. It was about to be quiet in TeamSpeak, a cough, a clear of their throat. Fortunately, an 11-9. OG, they right the ship. It was a real sketchy one. Look at the shots that Shush was hitting. Valda down. Mantu hitting nonsense as well. And it wasn't just that one. Look at Shush continuing to cause problems for them. That's a quick reaction. That's what they needed. He had 9 HP as well. Good grief.
Here's a fun fact for you, Lauren. In his previous teams, Mantu wasn't even the primary AWPer.
Who did he play with? Was he in other... No, you said he played with a German, right?
German rosters, yeah.
How strange.
Isn't it?
I mean, if he avoided the UK scene, congratulations, honestly. You've done pretty quite well with that.
You guys are starting to get a couple. You got Smooya, you have Alex.
Yeah, and none of them play...
Individuals, Chad. You know, it's the trend. It's all individuals because British people are just... all the UK players think they're better than they are, and then you just think everyone around them is worse than them.
And then they go to an epic LAN, and that's their career.
Get beaten by any European.
Oh, God.
Realizes that it's a whole team game.
Birmingham Salvo did win the CGS back in 2008. I'm just saying.
That's true. The Birmingham Salvo.
Birmingham Salvo.
Rummy Salve.
Magic Capra. Wes.
I do like Wes.
For any problems, the strafe Mantu's going to get an... Oh! Oh, my God. Akor places his temple to the barrel. Close quarters. Good shots from Cillian. I'm afraid that is all she wrote. Good catch. Kobe Bryant represented 12-9. 4 rounds away from OG throwing the knockout blow here on Mad Lion's pick. Look at this one. Yeah,
Oh, dear.
Was Rattlesnake in that team?
He was indeed.
There we go. I think my favorite thing, if anyone's ever seen it, was the clip of him up against, was it Angel Dust on Inferno?
Another Finn.
And he's just getting real mad. like
Rattlesnake was known to get mad, Lauren.
Real mad. It was very fun
shaking,
to watch.
like you are
livid.
I was in a
Every
hotel
single time,
room with
battering
him and Clown. People might know Clown, friend of Mo. They were yelling at each other in Fatality's hotel room while we were all playing Mario Kart.
10% of chat are old enough to understand.
That was 12 years ago, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the first one in his name, number 1 in the game. It's Fatality.
Oh, so many references that I have relived. Oh, I'm so old.
To be fair, meeting Fatality was the only time I felt like slightly like starstruck, or I was like, oh damn, he's actually a big deal. He had the first gaming headset.
He walked into the room.
Like, oh.
I had a Creative Fatality headset. He was there. Anyway, yes, one of the first to do it. Long gone into the new breed of OG and Mad Lions. And we do see early util from the CTs to house them, and no one willing to douse them, so they will respect it. I like this setup. The one problem is the flash. Well, NBK doesn't seem to care. He's ahead of them, and that's why. Great work on the B defense. They ain't coming back here anytime soon.
Gun round as well. That was 2 ecos in a row from Mad Lions.
I think I understand why NBK was there. Because the new flashes people are throwing over the roofs don't blind him. That's why he looked like he was just in the open, crouching in the middle of nowhere.
It is a setup that I had to hold B for a little while with JKS back in the day, and he would jump up. Like, first spawn would go close, like anti-flash back turned ready to swing like that. The other one would jump up plat, and then you'd have like a 2-man turret because you'd be at different heights.
Headies,
and the flashes, you bang on, it's going to be a bit harder there to be flashing him. But I think a lot of the pros have also said that the flashes through those skyboxes are mainly for the AWPers towards the back of plat.
It's not doing anything.
No, because it's so high. So unless you're doing like a middle throw with a jumpy majig, and you know, there's ways to do it, but nobody's cracked that nut just yet.
Yeah, I was watching Astralis because I was like, okay, these guys are going to have sweated it out. But they actually seem to be prioritizing that new skybox opening up for smokes. I think the flashbangs do seem to be, you know, secondary, if not tertiary. Wow, I haven't said that word out loud in about 10 years. Tertiary. There's Valda getting himself his 13th. I really live my GCSE science modules.
How did you do in your science?
I was the most mediocre middling student you've ever had. I got 10 Bs.
Oh, nice. Did you do like the chemistry, biology, physics?
Didn't do the separate ones. It was just GCSE science. Yeah.
Wow.
Only the special kids got to do the separate ones. Like the top set.
Special?
Top set got chemistry separate and all of that stuff. Yeah. No, I just had like the catch-all. Like, let's just get you out of here.
It is back to one of these B hits just again from Mad Lions. So as I mentioned after the first 2 rounds of the game, that it was something we'd be seeing a lot of. They're going for it again, and they're trying to set it up this time around with Tech-9s, P250s, and Deagles behind it. But MBK's up so close here.
Okay. Flashing out. And he is fully blind this time. Holding down mouse 1. Issa dunks him. Finishes off the job. Oh, Akor with a shadow of hell. He's gone too. And this shouldn't be a problem for Issa. He's on for the ace. Got a bit nerve-wracking towards the end there. The double dunk does solve their issues. And a nade, or rather a deagle, could have been the final finish. There it is. OG. Looks like that B all-in Mad Lions have been working on in their boot camp has fallen flat 2 rounds in a row. Puts OG 2 rounds away from the playoffs. This was NBK fully flashed, so he gets the excuse, and Issa gets the kills.
This is getting to scary territory, isn't it, for the Mad Lions? This was your pocket pick. This was your come out, bring it out, curveball. Let's see if it catches them, and I don't know if it's really working until we get to double digits, which obviously this round is the good shot at, right?
If I'm Alexi, I know I can just send Issa to B this round. Like, I am so calm. I'm just going to throw all of my util at long and make sure that their plans... Look at that. I mean, there's so many flashes coming over from Asilian. They know they're in the right place. And here comes Shush. He's very much a capable gamer, and he's off to the races. The first bomb loose. They've got the info. Alexi can't find another. It's Asilian that wins the duel. Valda in hunt of Asilian. He's doing great work. They can't find him. So low. Shush low, finished off by Mantu, and we are into a 1v1 with 70, make it 80 seconds left. Wow. Well, that was a bloodbath. He has got the bomb, and he perfectly timed the incendiary.
Yeah, but the problem is Innocent can literally be anywhere. So that smoke towards mid to B, we thought it was on a timer, but Mantu's been able to deal with that. So now it's just about locking this down and picking his poison, and it's simple as that. 15 on the board. OG 1 round away from locking this thing up 2-0 and securing themselves a spot in the playoffs.
Who do they play in the playoffs? You know, we brought that bracket up. I didn't catch it. I'm going to check on
I've got it on my cellular telephone device. Just give me 1 moment. Let me get into the mainframe with Get Smart. Here we are. Loading, loading, loading.
I might beat you.
Oh.
The winner of this game will go on to play G2 on Friday as the first quarterfinal of Friday. Tomorrow we have Complexity Heroic and Sprout versus the winner of Vitality Phase.
Ooh, give me Sprout versus anyone. I want to see how they fare. Dennis back on the playoffs of Cologne.
We haven't seen him yet, have we?
No, not once.
Oh, that'd be exciting.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see how far they've come along. But I mean, obviously, one of the most hotly anticipated quarterfinals is that Astralis mid. You know, really seeing how far threats young guns can get and how far Astralis with 2 new names in the Red Star jersey. Coming back to that, though, that's Counter-Strike for another day. For now, it's OG in pursuit of just 1 more. The CT side has not been too stressful for them. I want to recap how many they've won in a row now. That's 6. Yeah, 6 in quick succession after the 3 convert. Double orbs can be difficult to break. NBK's been tested on B twice. Now he seems quite content dealing with any funny business at doors.
T's taking their time here. A little bit of a split between short and long. Nades coming through. They're catching a touch of damage. It's not a great deal to write home about. But territory-wise, still plenty of control for OG towards long here. They do have the player posted up in pit. Valdez there. You do have Mantu watching the cross smokes come in. The T-side has to make their commit. We're down to 25 seconds. Where the hell is this time gone? It feels like they're running out of it. Bomb's going to be on long. Valdez just has to buy a bit of time, make him, have to work for it, play in the crossfire. That's not bad, but 15 seconons, they've got to get a move on here. And
Bomb has to cross long.
Yeah, this is not good.
Yeah, if Issa hits his shot with the AWP.
10.
9. Akor gets the shot. Innocent's got no HP. He's lost
Bomb's
it.
down.
Oh, and that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, Mad Lions, it's over. They're eliminated from ESL 1 Cologne. A colossal victory for OG. And they're off to the playoffs. G2 will be their adversary. The ESL 1 Cologne 2020 online dream continues for OG. But it's curtains for Mad Lions.